Good morning and welcome to another episode of Married to Sports. It is Wednesday, cooking with bacon. How you doing, Coach? How you doing,
I'm
Rodney?
awesome.
We're doing great. Well, I'm doing great for lack of sleep, but that's another story for a different day.
How you doing, Coach? What's going on with you,
I am
man?
awesome. Just getting ready for the day. We played last night and I got a short week. I got on the road this weekend, so just cramming a bunch of stuff in here before we hit the road Friday morning. Get out playing.
Played last night. How'd y'all do?
It was good. I mean, we just scrimmaged, so it was good. And it's got a lot of new guys, and so it's really fun to get to know them and see how they're playing, and so get you more excited every time out. Well, and mad at the same time.
I was about to
What
say, did
did
you get to see what you wanted to see, or did were you a little disappointed in areas? Was it a good overall
Yeah,
performance?
I don't know. I don't. I try to just stay away from disappointment and just like you learn from every experience. So it's like, man, we did some stuff really well last night. Can we continue that? Like, I think we have like a championship level infield, and so we're really excited about that, and it makes pitching a little bit easier. And so how do we force action to those guys and just figuring out that. And so we got a long ways to go till February.
what did your outfield look like? I heard you didn't really mention that within your scrimmage. Were you pleased with them?
Yeah, our outfield's good. I like our outfielders. I just am really impressed with some of our guys in the infield right now. Some of the guys we brought in, some of the transfers. So
So you say you're going away this weekend. Where are you headed?
yeah, so I'm going out to an event in Las Vegas this weekend at UNLV.
That's very
That's
neat.
cool. What are you doing?
Yep.
What kind of event, like a coaching event or
Yeah, it's a recruiting event out there.
a recruiting event?
UNLV's hosting. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So it'll have a lot of like California, Utah, Arizona guys, and like there's not as many, especially like Utah and Arizona. School option aren't as big, and so they're a market we can kind of get a guy or two from.
Okay, that's awesome. You gonna go see the Aces while you're down there?
No, I'm not. I'll man, it's a quick trip, and so my buddy might have tickets to the UFC fight, and if he does, I'll go to that. But
Oh, there you go.
if not, then we'll probably just staying like at our friend's house, so that we have out there. So just take it easy, and we got 3 kids under 8. The sometimes a night in a bed where a kid's not jumping on you is exactly what you need.
I know that's right. uh, that's awesome, man. I'm glad. Have a safe trip and enjoy it, man. I hope you get to see some good baseball out there. Get some good players.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There'll be some good. There's be some bad and some ugly. So
I noticed these schools are pulling teams together to do these events, like tryouts, whatever you want to call them these days. Do you think that's more beneficial?
um, I think it's a unique market, and there's I think club sports have become big business, and so um, the site like I think the good players really stand out, and the bad ones you don't even notice.
I mean, that's a very honest statement right there. I mean, it really is. That's a very honest statement. And a very good way to put it.
Yeah.
So we got postseason baseball. Hold on, real quick. I do want to shout out my Las Vegas Aces. Vegas is actually my hometown, and so I have been a huge supporter of the WNBA and been following the Aces for a long time. Went on an amazing run, and now we're in the finals. Congratulations to them, but congratulations to the Fever. What a series it was, going all the way to 5 and going overtime in the 5th game. So the Fever put up a really good fight. Congratulations to the Aces and the Mercury for making the finals.
A short-handed fever.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, when Caitlin Clark and Cunningham went out, they were playing the best team basketball. Other than the Mercury was playing the best team basketball. But I really thought the Lynx were going to do it. You know, they finished the season, the regular season, in at the top of the board. Uh, the Fever played some amazing team ball. I mean, I would like to see. I would like to see what they do in the WNBA. I would like to see some of that translate to the NBA. If we could get Jalen Brunson to pass the ball around and not just see him dribble for 20 out of 24, dude, the game of the NBA would be such a better game. But back to baseball.
No,
We're in the
no comment on the NBA.
no comment on the NBA. Back to baseball. We're in the postseason. Did you watch any of the games last night?
I got to watch like the Cubs a little bit before. I'm a Cubs fan, so like I got to watch a little bit before we played. Watch a little bit of the Guardians Tigers game. Just a remarkable pitching yesterday. There and those two. I mean, from both sides. From you talk about two games where you only have 7 runs scored between the two. Like in today's game, that like 2-1 games don't happen a ton. And so, watch those two. I thought it was really unique how Craig Counsell used his bullpen for the Cubs yesterday. And he kind of alluded to that in the pregame. He said they were going to do whatever they had to do to go get wins. And if that meant using a high leverage guy early, he would. And that's what he did. He brought Palencia in the 5th and Palencia through an inning in the 3rd. And that's like atypical. I know he's coming back off of injury. Only had a couple outings, but him using him early was not like a traditional spot for him.
Talk to us about that a minute, because I was calling for Crochet to get pulled a little bit earlier than he did, because you know what? Postseason baseball, your starters always end up in the back end if you need it in the series after they start. Do you think after 117 pitches you'll see him again in this series as far as emergency role type thing?
Not in the 3-game series. I have a unique tie to the Red Sox organization, so I kind of have like an idea of what their philosophy is internally. And so, I mean, Cora's gonna use his intuition and know his guys and trust like the bullpen. I think Chapman did a great job kind of wiggling out some stuff there. But I love seeing guys go 117. I don't think, I mean, I know we're training differently and all that, but to see a guy do that is awesome. And I think, that's, ride your horse, man.
It was, I mean, yeah, you don't see it enough today. I mean, honestly, with the way we've talked about the training schedule, the way they train as a whole, I just was curious how that would play out, because even in a 3-game series, 1-1 winner take all type of game, you probably would need your ace out there in the late inning type thing.
I think you're looking at like a professional level. Like Crochet's been really good, but I don't think in a 3-game series you'll probably see him in the 3rd game. It's just like you trust the other guys because you're only on your game 3 guys, so your bullpen's a little bit deeper than it would typically be, anyways.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, talk to us a little bit about your rest of the fall schedule for the Ozarks. I know you got this event coming up this weekend. You've had play. What else you got on the calendar we can look forward to?
Yeah, we're. I mean, for us, it's pretty much like on rinse and repeat a lot. Like it's all about like building solid habits and solid, just routine, and both mentally and physically. NCAA only allots us like one outside competition date, and we'll use that here in a couple weeks. But it's for us, like it's all about developing like those things. Like how are we going to prepare them for the spring? Because when we get back from break, we essentially have like 3 weeks until like games start counting in February. And so we have to install all that stuff now. And it's so like detail oriented in the way that like I handle our pitching staff and the thought processes that I want to instill. Like we have like 4 simple things that we walk through, but we've got to be really really good at those simple things. And then like the baseball stuff, like you just you see it, you coach it, and you move on. I don't think there's not a magic pill there, but like the magic pill is, can you out like detail orient the simple things of like mental process and in standard really well.
You say that mental process days, the way teams are playing and developing. Mental process has been a big missing key to that. Brandon, we've talked about that before. So ultimately, how can you really tell, besides like in the process of getting to the, when you got transfer portal now and everything else, how can you get to the meat of the person's mentality when you got so many people coming in and out of your program?
Yeah, I think you've got to be intentional about the way that you spend time with them individually and the conversations that you have with them to understand who they're. And that's why, like for me, like within our pitching staff, like we have like some like I said, like 4 really simple like but complex things that I ask them to think and do over and over again, and that's like the standard. And it's really interesting, like when guys vary off of that, that's typically when like things don't go well or when they're not able to overcome. Like you can't control if a guy gets a hit or not. Like once the ball leaves your hand, it's out of your control. And so it's like, what do you do? Like you give up a jack. What do you do? Like nothing. Like that's the thing. Like you give up a jack, like you don't do more. Like you you move on to the next pitch. Like that thing's in the past. Like you can't stay focused on it. And so it's really interesting. Like I think a lot of times, like on the baseball side, your ability to go next is key. And just like I work with a male performance guy who's incredible. Name's Jim Fannin, and it's like the basis for our mentality always is just to be a palm tree, right? Like man, palm trees sit on the beach. They can take on a Category 5 hurricane and they bend, but they don't break. And then they're able to stand back tall and embrace the sunshine and enjoy the good times too. And so it's like, how do you do that? Like you have to be like sold out for that and understand that like, okay, maybe I gave up a jack, maybe this happened, but at the end of the day, like next, like you only go to the past to learn. And as if you stay hooked up in the past, you're going to continue cycles of negative performance instead of just going there to learn and then being present as much as you can and only looking to the future to develop a plan and strategy on how to attack things moving forward. And then just being present in it in where you're at after you do that. And so, when we talk about like mental performance, right, it's less about like performing, but more understanding like the markers that you have and the disciplines that you have and staying within those that allow you to perform optimally. Because anytime you go too far in the past or too far in the present or you live there too long, that's where you're going to have like negative results.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't know if you guys talked about the Boston Red Sox last night. Yeah, you know me. I've been really hard on pitchers this last couple of years, but I didn't like the going from left-hander to left-hander. But I haven't been watching the Red Sox like that. But he gave up 3 hits in a row, and then went strikeout, fly out, strikeout, and really closed that game. And that was one of the most impressive closes I've ever seen in my life last night watching that Red Sox Yankees game. But he did a great job getting out of a jam, bases loaded jam, no outs. I mean, to not give up a run, it was incredible. But yeah,
I mean, you go
Sorry, guys.
best on, yeah, Brandon. You just go best on best. Like I think when you got a guy like Cora as your manager, who's been through it a ton at a ton of levels, like he's not going to overthink things, and he's just going to go to his best guy, and that's what he did. And like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like you can't control that. And I think again, like I have a unique tie there, and kind of know a lot of the inner workings, or at least know how they're being like coached on the mental side and how they're like doing some things. And yeah, man, like you just go with your best, and you're in. You know, when you think less, you allow your intuition to take over. And when you've got Chapman, who's been in it like as long as he has, and has like the wealth of experience in World Series and playoffs, like if he gives up a knock or walks a guy, it's not really going to phase him, right? Like it's like Mariano Rivera. You never talk about the times he walked a guy or hit a guy, or there's guys at first and second. Like everybody just thinks he was dominant, and he's dominant because he just had so many zeros.
Yeah, we actually talked about it last night. There's a guy. His name's Tony the Burner. He lives in Boston, and so he's a big Red Sox guy. And he actually said the same thing you said to me last night. I haven't been watching Boston like that. I've not been watching baseball like that. Um, Between coaching football and then the NFL season, I've been pretty locked up with football, and so it's been hard for me to get outside of football. But seeing that last night, that was impressive. Paul Skeen is impressive. Otani apparently had a good night last night. I didn't get to see that. I was watching the Aces play, but I was really impressed with postseason pitching. What I seen, what a little bit I seen in the regular season, I was not impressed with at all. It looked horrible. Um, but speaking of football, Coach, we have to talk about it. One, Arkansas let us down.
Arkansas
We
did. Wow, laid an egg on all of us.
And the
Yeah.
big news out of that game was Sam Pittman got fired.
Yeah, what was more like wild to me is the statements by the athletic director. Like I don't get how in our world you can fire somebody and then say we didn't give them the resources.
Dude, the resources today are crazy.
Like he
Like
didn't have.
even
Yeah,
But
it's just
like Garden City, Blinn Community College, like what they had was so impressive as a little bitty college.
you know,
Just like being able to go there and travel, like the technology and stuff that they had on the sideline, like it was crazy to me. Their locker rooms, everything that they had was nice. I mean, it was, and that's a JUCO, so I can only imagine like at your level and the upper levels, what really they have. It's got to be
yeah.
state of the art.
but here's
Well,
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was
No,
gonna-
Rodney, you go ahead.
I was going to say here's the key question because you brought up resources. Arkansas has Walmart and Tyson to back them, and Jerry Jones. Don't forget them. With that type of donation, the Nets coach, do you think they're going to give him the resources versus Sam Pittman, or you think we're going to see the same thing?
Well, it's interesting because they made a similar comment when they got rid of Bielema, and that guy's like a top 25 program, right? Like now. So it's like, okay, so what are you going to do to compete? Like, honestly, in the SEC now, it's like with your Georgia, with Texas, with Alabama, and Oklahoma. I think those are, the kind of the top four right now. Like right now, you look like if you're Arkansas and you're looking three hours down the road, right? Oklahoma's got the number one rated 27 class, and their 26 class is a top 15. Like, how do you get into that realm when you're losing some in-state kids to some of those programs? Like they lost the second best player in the state to SMU a couple weeks ago, and so it's like, I think the key is, can you find somebody that can win the kids within 200 miles of campus? Not because like of anything other than like your ability to have touch points with them are so high, right? Like you can drive and see them, you can whatever, bring them on like every weekend to a home game, like, so like how do you win those battles? And man, for Arkansas, it's like the people in the state of Arkansas love the Hogs, and they're so desperate to win, right? Like you see that when Dave Van Horn's getting ridiculed for keeping, like he keeps making World Series but can't win one. It's really hard to win one, and so it's maybe I just really think they gotta get the right guy. It'll be really interesting to see who they go with. Like there's been some weird names floated around, so. It'll be really interesting.
One name.
What
Go ahead, Brandon.
What firing was more shocking to you, Mike Gundy or Arkansas?
Gundy, because I just think that if you're like that guy's given so much time, like if you want to just like maybe it's me being a loyalist, but like just let him ride it out. Like go to the end of the year, tell him in week 4, like it's over at the end, and just enjoy your ride.
I agree. I was that wasn't OSU's MO. Like that was weird for Oklahoma State.
And what if Arkansas hires that guy?
I was actually about to ask you that. Do you think Mike Gundy will go to Arkansas to try to be back with OU in Texas?
I don't know. I mean, I think that like his brother Kale came out like on Twitter, said that he would follow him and go work with him. And Kale was an absolute monster for Oklahoma's offenses, with Riley and Stoops. And so maybe. I mean, Arkansas's in a weird spot, like because like, do you go get somebody proven? Because like your last hire was Pittman, the hire before that was it Morris? Did they go Morris then Bielema or Bielema then Morris? I can't remember.
I think it was Morris then Bielema, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, either way, I mean, you look at Bielema and like you're talking about a guy who's like only won everywhere else. Like, so it's like, what, there's something there, and the
Illinois coach,
is
right?
creating.
Yeah.
It's creating some challenges, and so like, who's going to be the guy that can either like speak into that and get those things changed, or because the other thing is Arkansas had a great AD that left too, and so with Long, I think he went to Kansas, and it's just like, what's holding them back? Like Jerry's, you got Jerry's money, you got some other stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's there's something there, and I think they have one of the top 30 quarterbacks in college football right now.
I can see that.
They've got a dynamic group on offense, and so now it's defense, and so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, because I know like I've seen like Gruden floated around. I've seen like some weird thing.
One name that's been floated around that has ties to Arkansas is Rhett Lashley, the SMU coach. Do you think he would leave SMU knowing how he's built that program for Arkansas?
I think it's an interesting thing that a guy like him is going to evaluate, right? Like, is it easier for me to get to a college football playoff here at SMU, or is it easier at Arkansas? The paycheck may be a little bit more at Arkansas, but like, is that worth it?
And that DFW market as well. There's a ton of talent in DFW, so talent-wise, you don't have to leave home. Am I not right about that?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Well, and SMU's like the original NIL people, right? Like the Pony Express.
Let's not go there now. Come on, coach. That was 40 years ago. And
they
worked,
but that money's still there.
And they worked their way back to the ACC after 40 years. You can't fault them now. They worked hard to get their reputation back.
They did. So, and I mean, I don't know. It's just like, it's just, because it's interesting. Like, do you stay at a place of comfort, or do you go to a place that's going to pay you more? Like, the pressure is going to be more, but like you have the safety net of the buyout for you and your family.
And we've talked about that for you before. You're a creature of comfort because you're comfortable where you are. You've had opportunities to move up down. So, speak to that a little bit. If you were in a coaching situation in football where you're getting fired all the time, how do you really evaluate what's best like that?
Man, it's a hard one for me to tackle because like I know what we're looking for as a family and the type of places we want to be, and I think that like right like you've some guys like don't mind to take the chance and don't mind if they get canned, and like that's okay. And so that's why like a guy like Venables, I love because he was at Oklahoma, then he went to Clemson, he went back to Oklahoma, and he'll be there for probably the foreseeable future if things continue the way they are. And so like I enjoy that. That's why if I'm Clemson, I'm never calling for Dabo's head because he's been loyal. How much money could he
Yeah,
have taken when the Alabama job was open?
true.
Right? Like how much money
If
could he have
Alabama
taken
had offered
when
him,
Ohio State was open?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
like, why are you calling for him? One bad year? Shut up. How about that, Clemson fans? You want to complain about Dabo? The guy's been loyal to you. He brought you out of the
Yep.
ashes.
You're
I'm,
right.
I'm gonna I'm gonna push back a little bit here on Dabo. Um, Now I'm not saying you can him in the middle of the season. I think Mike Gundy getting canned in the middle of the season. I thought he earned the end of the season. Mike Gundy had a couple bad years, but his press conferences have not been great. He has said some things at the podium that, for me, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, and I don't do complacency. If that makes any sense. And
What?
so I think Dabo needs a change of scenery, but I don't think
What?
it's Clemson to decide it.
What a way though to deflect off of your quarterback who's made some bad plays. What a way to deflect off of the defense that hasn't performed.
I'll give you
Put
that.
it all on you.
I'll give you that.
I agree with that.
Like
I'll give you that.
Yes,
like here's what I'm saying. Like I mean, I love what Bruce Pearl just did at Auburn, right? Like he saw the right like he's ready to be done. He goes out like and he's staying at Auburn and whatever. But like Clemson needs, in my mind, like do everything you can to make sure Dabo like knows that he's Clemson's guy. Keep him there as long as he wants to be, and make sure that he's set up to be an integral part of the department following his time there. Because like again, I go back to this like he showed up there and it was in shambles. And like
Yeah.
I actually admire the fact that he wants to do it his way when the rest of the country is doing it a different way. And like good for him, man. Like you only get so many opportunities in life, and if you don't do things your way, you're miserable. And like what we do is taxing. He's been what at Clemson for I don't
17,
even know.
18.
Like
This is year 17 or 18.
yes, I mean you're talking about like a long time.
Yeah.
Like they need to put a statue of that guy up. And so it's like, yeah, of course he's tired. The college coaching world is more exhausting than ever before. So it's like, whatever. Like, now maybe needs to make some changes internally, but like that guy's also loyal to the guys on his staff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's like to me what makes that program admirable. Like something that like if I was coming out of high school right now, like who are the programs that I can say like I know what they're gonna be because they've been that.
And see, for me, as a Clemson fan, I don't want Dabo leaving. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, he has to go. The only thing I notice is, and you've seen the interviews like I have, he's lost his passion in some ways. His
I don't.
interviews were not, uh, I guess, as fiery as we're used to. Like, I'm not saying mentally he's checked out, but mentally I think he's just tired. And how do you overcome that tiredness when you're coaching and doing the recruiting and everything you're doing on off season?
Yeah, I mean, one like I don't know if he's probably lost his passion. I wonder like right like he is probably tired. Like this is hard. But like, what is Clemson doing to support him? Do they have a GM put in place like Oklahoma, like all these
Yeah,
places?
they do.
Do they have like a 15-person office that's handling that? Do they have like what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not as familiar with that place. Like, and then it'd be really interesting to see what kind of support they're providing him. And then on the flip side, like, man, that guy's a person. That guy's a human being too. Like, we don't know what's going on with his family, right? It's like I brought this up I think 2 weeks ago. Is like, man, Venable's wife is going through cancer last year. Like, he's in and out of the hospital with her all the time, and that's why she isn't like on the field when they beat Alabama, and that's not talked about. We want to demonize that guy who's working 150, 200 hours a week or whatever psychotic number it is for a university, and he's got a life too that like he's in charge of leading his family.
Yeah.
That's a great point. We have some breaking news. Brian Snicker stepped down as Atlanta's manager, and Dylan Gabriel gets to start this weekend for Cleveland.
Every Oklahoma quarterback that has started at Oklahoma from 2015 until last year is now starting in the NFL.
How long does he keep that job?
Not very.
That's where I was going with that information.
I wasn't a big Dylan Gabriel fan, but I was really curious how he went over a lot of quarterbacks. I watched him against Texas, and so I seen him one time a year, but he wasn't impressive. He wasn't a world beater.
He wasn't impressive when he took him down the field in 40 seconds and throws a touchdown to Nick Anderson in the back corner of the end zone.
My DB got lost.
You still got to find him.
Oh, it was bad defense. Oh, my goodness. Dude, the worst thing I ever seen, though, was Caleb Williams.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was the worst thing I've ever seen. You want to talk about falling apart. We couldn't get a first down. You mean to tell me we couldn't get a first down? Golly, we got to get better play calling.
No, Brandon, I'll agree. Like, I watched him in Oklahoma. He's been a product of the system, right? Like at Oregon and Oklahoma with Levy, and then up there at Oregon, like, man, a lot of RPO. Like he can run a little bit, right? He's accurate with the football.
He's athletic.
Yeah, and like I think that'll be interesting because they're running Judkins out a little bit more, right? They did a little bit more last week. There, the Browns did, and so he's got some okay playmakers. Like Njoku's not bad, and Jerry Jeudy and Tillman's been decent, and so it's not like they lack some options for him. And offensive line play hasn't been awful. Old man Falco just he needs to go on one of those ayahuasca journeys with Aaron Rodgers if he's going to keep playing.
That found the youth.
But I like Dylan Gabriel. He's probably a decent backup quarterback in the NFL for a time. But like, man, like you got the quarterback that fell worse than anybody because of Lord knows what sitting behind him. And the pressure is going to build. And I think it's interesting because, like, if you look around, like, the fans at Cleveland, I think they want Shedeur.
Yeah, they do. It's crazy to me, like, how powerful that young man's gotten in the NFL. Like, he had the number 1 jersey there for a little bit. And it's kind of neat. But when I look at Dylan, and I think Shedeur made some big-time throws and some big-time moments. I think he put the ball in really tight windows. I think that his arm is big enough to be in the NFL, whether it's a starter or a backup. I'm not 100% sure yet. But he has made some big-time throws. Now, when I look at Dylan Gabriel, unfortunately, we've just seen so much talent come out of OU between Jason White, Sam Bradford, Baker Mayfield, Tyler Murray, Josh Heupel,
Jalen Hurts.
He's an Alabama guy.
Not true.
Y'all can claim him.
His degree says what? Boomer Sooner. Kyler Murray.
What does he say on Sunday Night Football? what he says, Oklahoma or something.
Yeah, he claims both. Good for him. Welcome to the new world.
I guess. That was Saban's boy. Y'all inherited him.
So now, Oklahoma, is that like that? What's it called? The goober peanut butter and jelly together?
All right, Coach. Let's see how well you do this week.
Yeah,
West Virginia, BYU.
last week got weird, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, we went 5-5.
I didn't even look at. I gotta write these down so I remember. I figured you were keeping tracking up. Put a cool graphic up.
Yeah,
Brandon.
we went 5-5 last week. We had the same picks, and we went 5-5. It was not good. We had a bad week.
No. I mean, West Virginia, BYU. I mean, like BYU has been an impressive group, but the kid from Stanford's come in and just done an outstanding job. I gotta give it to him at quarterback. And so, they're at home, tough place to play. It's the craziest those students can get on campus is at sporting events. So, Friday night under the lights, give me the Cougs.
I'll take the
I too have BYU. Go ahead, Bird.
I'll take the Cougs as well. I mean, I was not sold when they lost Rats left to that scandal, but knowing how they revamp, retool, you can't go against them.
The Roberts kid at wide receiver is really good for the BYU.
Kentucky, Georgia.
Kentucky doesn't have a prayer.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be really hard for them. Iowa State at Cincinnati. Now, this
is an interesting one, right? Cincinnati played really well last week against Kansas. They're at home. I mean, I think Iowa State's got a very underrated quarterback. I really do. They escaped a little bit. Iowa and some other stuff. So I just think Iowa State's rolling with a lot of confidence here. I don't know. Cincinnati's a tough one. I haven't really watched much of them. I don't know a ton about that football team, but man, the Beck kid's really good, and they've got really good playmakers. So I'm gonna roll with the Cyclones.
I agree with the Cyclones. We've been high on them all year because of that.
Y'all gotta quit taking my take. I took Iowa State in the Big 12, so I'm rocking Iowa State the whole way through.
I'm sorry I took your take, but I was agreeing with you about bet. That's all. I wasn't trying to steal your take.
Yeah, no, we do agree. I like the coach up there. I think that coach has completely turned that program around. I like what he did with Brock Purdy. They have been competitive now for a few years. So I'm rocking Iowa State to win the Big 12. I had Iowa State, TCU. TCU kind of let me down a little bit. Texas Tech might get in there, but I'm rocking Iowa State. Wisconsin, Michigan.
Is this even a game? Give me Michigan. Luke Pickles going to be fired at the end of the year.
11 o'clock, the big house, 120,000. The freshman quarterback's figuring it out. He saw the toughest defense in the country and hit the film room after. And, man, he's going to be all right. Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think Wisconsin's very good. I just don't. So I'm going to take Michigan as well. Illinois, Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, I think Illinois got hit in the mouth by Indiana. I think they rolled into Indiana. I know I picked Illinois in that one. They came out last week and took care of a really good offense in USC and found a way to win, even though they got down a little bit early. And I think this one ends up being closer in West Lafayette than maybe what some people think, because that's another tough place to go play. But I think Bielema, gets the boys stacking some wins here.
Give me Illinois. Purdue's nowhere close yet. I mean,
Yeah,
I said Purdue, Illinois. I meant Purdue's nowhere close yet. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's a sweep. I have Illinois as well. I agree. I think that they got hit in the mouth by Indiana, and they're going to stack wins. Uh, Penn State, UCLA.
Obviously,
I
Penn
mean,
State.
I mean,
yeah, UCLA.
Penn State starters can go hang out on Hollywood Boulevard, and Penn State still wins this one.
Yeah, I agree. Um, it's kind of funny how bad that program has turned around. I thought they were going to be competitive at least. Not even close.
Mm-mm.
Texas goes to the swamp.
All right, so is this the swan song for Billy Napier? Will he be the next coach to get fired during the season? With that said, give me Texas.
Now we know who Brandon's picking.
Yeah,
And listen, I don't think Florida should beat Texas. I think on paper, one of the teams is a little bit better. Lagway could throw 5 picks, but I think he outplays Arch. It's in the swamp. Florida wins late. Florida wins late, and Texas is scrambling going into the Red River, and their season is put on ice after the Red River. No playoff.
That's a bold
man.
statement. That is a bold statement but before we get into more games, I want to get into this with Coach here. Going back to the LSU Florida game, Lagway throws 5 interceptions.
They almost win.
And they almost win. Okay. So does that tell you that 10 points off of turnovers, that LSU is really a paper team compared to the game?
I think Nussmeier's hurt. There's something he does. The ball doesn't look like it's coming out the same for LSU as it was last year, whatever it is. I think the more important thing, like, is you look at this one right here with Napier, is I really think they're going to use Texas's speed and physicality and attempt to use that against them. And what do I mean by that? I think you're going to see a little bit more run first option out of Lagaway, get him hit a little bit, and draw the secondary forward, and then take shots over the top against that group, with him like moving out to his left and then throwing like a deep cross towards a pylon, something like that. I just, you're at home. The swamp's tough, man. It's going to be hot and humid, and I think Lagaway is ultra talented, and like he does these shocking moments, right? And I could blow up on this like I did with the Hogs and Notre Dame, and I don't care, because playing on the road in the SEC is the hardest thing to do in all of college football.
I do think it's going to be a challenge-ish. No, I don't. They can't hold us in the trenches. Our defense is too good. I will give you our offensive weapons, our offensive line. They all went to the NFL, so they're trying to figure that out.
You're paying them all $1 million each. They're all NFL players now. Like, here's what I'm saying. Arch is one of those wobbly floaters. Pick six early. From
Arch is going to make his Heisman candidate. He's going to let everybody know he's a Heisman candidate this game. I'm telling you.
You think my pick's bold, Ronnie? You hear this
I hear this guy. I've been hearing that all year.
Arch came out in the third quarter like he did against Sam Houston, and we just steamrolled.
I backed off my Key Klubnik pick after week 1, and he's still going on Arch, Coach.
Listen, Arch throws a pick 6 in this game at some point that really hurts Texas.
Let's break down this Ohio State-Texas film real quick. Okay, the pick. Livingstone works back towards the ball. That is a pass interference, not an interception. Okay, young kid transferred, didn't know what he was doing. The touchdown, if that receiver catches the ball, we are having a whole different ball game. But on that 4th and 3,
we are, because I've never seen anybody throw 9 incomplete passes against K-State School of the Blind or whoever that was that they were playing. Like, unbelievable.
our receiving core has completely turned around. Our line is starting to put it together. I think that the Florida trenches can't hold us on the offense or defensive side. They are not good enough in the trenches.
Dude, you're saying your lines figured it out? You played Sam Houston State, UTEP, and San Jose State. That's like me this weekend if Michael Hawkins throws for 420 and runs for 100, saying he's the freaking Heisman winner. Oh, Hawkins is better than Mateer because he went out against the Kent State and raked. No, get out of here.
Arch is going to throw for 5. Count it. He's going to have a tea party.
5?
5.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to have a tea party. Livingstone's going to catch 2 of them.
Okay. What's the next?
The 88, the tight end's going to catch 1.
I'm rubbing my eyes here. I don't know what.
Wingo's going to catch 1. And some other
Dude, I'm
wide
doubling
receiver.
down on it. Like the craziness is off the charts right now, Rodney.
All right. We'll see y'all at 2:30. Don't worry about it. I'll be live.
You going live for that game, or you want me to stream it because you said?
Hell yeah, I'm going live for that game. Hook 'em. All day. I want all of it. All those Arch haters, I want them. Come on. I'm telling y'all right now, Arch will be in New York. I'm not saying he'll win it, but he will be in New York as a
All right.
finalist.
Yeah, maybe to get some pizza. He ain't going to be there as a finalist, though. Taylor Green's better than him.
I'm telling you, man, let that O-line figure it out. I'm telling you. If the O-line can figure it out and he can get through his progressions, his IQ is
Taylor
off the
Green's done it against Ole Miss, put up numbers against Notre Dame. You haven't even played an SEC game yet. You're out here talking about like, oh, he looked good against Sam.
He was in the
Houston
SEC
State.
championship last year. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's last year. Don't live in the past.
I'm not.
You just
Second
said
year?
that's like.
I'm just telling you, man. What I seen on film from Arch, I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all right now.
This is what you
I'm
see.
telling y'all right
Floater.
now. All right.
All right, next game.
Vandy at Alabama.
Pavia does it again. Goes to Tuscaloosa, figures it out. Pavia does it again.
Go ahead, Brandon, because I don't want to be accused of stealing your take.
I want Vanderbilt to upset Alabama so badly. I just don't think it's going to happen 2 years in a row. Alabama wins at home.
You know, I'm running with Coach here. I'm going with Vandy. I think right now they're playing the best. Now, granted, this is their first SEC game as well, I think. So, we got to see how they do going into Bryant Denny. But I think if Pavia can stay clean, pocket clean, no interceptions, they can definitely beat Alabama.
Oh, I can't wait till next weekend.
Oh, man.
Oh, I can't wait. Coach, I wish we could hang out next Saturday.
No, I go
Especially when your guy's not even playing.
we don't
he
need
broke
our
a nail.
guy. Hawkins is just as good.
Nah.
Okay.
Man, we're going to light y'all up.
Okay.
Boise State at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. They figured it out.
This is even no question. Notre Dame. Boise went into South Florida, laid the biggest egg on national TV opening night. They're missing Genty too much.
I think they are missing Genty. They are 3-1. I don't think Notre Dame's as good as everybody thinks Notre Dame is. And they haven't figured out how to use that Love kid.
I don't know. The Price kid's just as good.
I don't like the Fighting Irish at home to lose to Boise State. I think Notre Dame can pull it out at home. But I think this game is going to be a lot tougher than what people think. I watched what Boise State did to OU in that bowl game, and I just have this deep hate for Boise State. Virginia at Louisville.
Yeah, I think this is a trap spot for Virginia. Big win at home. Louisville's kind of flown under the radar. They're 4-0, 1-0 in ACC play. This is the first big test for them. I think Virginia, these bounce back games are really hard, and especially when you got to go on the road. So give me Louisville.
You have Louis.
Give me.
Uh,
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Virginia. They need to keep the momentum going. Yes, it's a trap game, but Louisville struggled with Pittsburgh too. So you know what? Give me Virginia off that momentum.
wow. All right, Bird. I'm pretty sure this next one's gonna be a sweep. Kent State at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's not even gonna be close.
No.
Next
Oklahoma
game.
wins by 80.
Next.
Not only that is Oklahoma's getting back two defensive pieces that they haven't had all year, and they're getting back a wide receiver that hadn't played all year.
So now,
I'm gonna say this about the OU Texas game next weekend. I think it's a low scoring game. I think it's like something weird, like 13-9.
Nah, I'll give you a number next week. I think it's a little bit more than that.
Think so?
so now,
Think it's
here's the questions previewing next week.
close.
Do we see Mateer come back 3 weeks after surgery, or you think he's gonna sit out that game?
He was letting it rip in practice yesterday.
That's the tease. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna see material. Ooh.
Don't care either way.
Texas Tech at Houston.
This is probably
a tough one.
This is probably going to be a sweep. I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. I think they're the best team in the Big 12 right now, other than Iowa State.
This is not a sweep. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Man, the Wegman kid for Houston, he's played at A&M, played in big games, Texas Tech on the road. They've got some really good pieces in Houston. Texas Tech.
Houston in a shootout by 3.
I can see it.
I think that Houston offense is decent. I think Texas Tech they're explosive. I think they're both going to give up big plays. I think that it's going to come down to the kicker, and Houston's going to get it. Ohio State is at home against Minnesota. That's probably a sweep.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
I'm taking Ohio State. Now, this is the interesting one for me. Miami at Florida State.
You know, Coach, you mentioned it earlier about that Virginia win. That Florida State loss was just as detrimental. But Miami's playing really good. I didn't think Miami would go to lose to Notre Dame. I mean, beat Notre Dame in week 1. I thought Notre Dame was far superior. So that tells me they have a good team. Mm-hmm. I guess at home, because it's at Florida State, I'm going to take Florida State.
Carson Beck is on a revenge tour. I think Norvell saved his job at Florida State.
Did he really?
In Tallahassee at night. You got Tommy Casserole playing quarterback back there, who I really like. Man, I really like him. Man, this is gonna be a slugfest, and it's a flip of the coin. And I gotta go Florida State at home at night.
Damn, this is a sweep. Nobody's going undefeated. Miami gets upset. Florida State wins dominantly.
I'm not going to say dominantly. You don't know.
I'm not gonna say that.
You don't know this series because
it'll probably end with a wide left.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. You knew where I was going. I was thinking of the movie Facing the Giants where they go wide left, wide right. My mama, grandmama can kick it wide left, wide right. I need it right down the middle.
And the last game for the slate is Mississippi State at A&M.
No question, A&M.
Sweep. The look on your face is sweep.
Give me Mississippi State with the upset. They're playing hot. I like Levy. I like what he's instilled there. Man, what a game last weekend, right?
I agree.
Against a tough Tennessee team, right? And I just, man, what confidence, right? They don't win that game, but like if you're looking at it like on paper, man, Aguilar's way better than Reed. The scheme offensively from Heupel's way better than what A&M's going to give you. A&M's going to try to possess the ball. Shaping kid is not respected enough, and I know Kyle Field's tough. And that Colt down there, they're going to be loud, and they're going to be holding hands with their cousin and probably kissing him after every touchdown. But, man, I just think that Levy does it. Levy does it at Kyle Field, gets a staple win for the program, and the Sapin kid gets some respect that he deserves for the way he's been playing.
Not the kissing cousin syndrome. Do we have to see that again, Coach?
Man, I would love for A&M to lose this game. I would love that so much. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think A&M makes a run until they really get into the SEC, and then they fall apart at the end of the year. I would love to see that. I would love to see Mississippi State upset at A&M.
I'm telling you, Levy is so good at play design. Like, think about when he was at Oklahoma with Gabriel. Is like when he plays defenses like this, like, you know, he's just so good at finding ways to get creative to get 4 yards on first down to make it easy. And the Booth kid is slept on at running back. He is really dynamic. I know A&M's good, man. I think this one to me screams like A&M's going to eat one here in week 5.
It can be the ultimate trap game this early in the season. There's normally 1 or 2 trap games, so Coach, you might be right.
That's one of the things that does make me nervous about Florida is we play OU next week. And we can't overlook Florida. I think we're better than them from like top to bottom, but we can't overlook them going into next week.
I know we got a couple minutes left. I'm going to ask y'all both this question. Does it feel weird for you, both of y'all being in the SEC, knowing y'all were Big 12 rivals for a long time?
I think the only thing that like stinks is not playing Oklahoma State every year. Outside of that, like it's been a positive. So I don't know. Hadn't really given it much thought.
Being in Oklahoma, I know how much the Bedlam meant to the state. And so I hate that for Oklahoma. I hate that for Oklahoma fans and Oklahoma State fans. But for me, being a Texas fan, I still get my Red River. And so that was the only game that really mattered. Or is the only game that really matters, you know what I mean? And so the transition to the SEC was no different. We just played different teams. That was it. We still had our OU rivalry, and that was the only thing I really cared about.
Interesting.
For me.
I just want to
Can't
see
speak for
how
all.
fans thought of it that way.
I'll tell you what surprised me, though, coming to SEC, all the hate from Georgia. Georgia wasn't even on our freaking radar. That was the one that surprised me. I figured Alabama might hate us, but Georgia did. That one was shocking.
Yeah. It's a different world. I think that, you know, the fans are different and they travel differently. I think that's probably the other thing, right? Like, you know, when West Virginia was playing at Oklahoma, there wasn't much Navy that was attempting to get in the stadium. But when Tennessee comes to town, even though it's 11 hours away, there's a lot of orange that tries to get in the stadium.
You know, I call it Pee Wee football. A lot of times, giving Rod a hard time. But being real, like since we've gone to the SEC fans have made watching college football really difficult. Especially
They do.
certain Tiger fans. Pick one. Just pick one.
Just pick a Tiger.
Yeah. Other than Missouri, they're the only ones that really don't like. You never hear from them, but pick a Tiger, and dude, they have made watching college football so difficult, so difficult. But anyway,
And I've always
my-
said SEC fans were some of the nastiest fans as far as how they respect the game. I mean, it's a respect level across the board. I mean, I respect the game enough to talk objectively even when my team struggles.
now don't get it twisted. There are some Texas fans I won't hang out with. They're too extreme for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're on every team. I promise you, we all have one.
No, I don't disagree. I've got friends that are delusional Gamecock fans. Lord help them.
Well, guys, Coach Bacon, I need you to hang on for just tight, but we're gonna let the audience go. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. This episode was brought to you in part by Heaven Sent Hellbent Gear. Get your HSHBgear.com. 15% off, promo code married. W Energy, DUBBY Energy.com. Get your 10% off, promo code married. Styles Apparel, where we keep you in style, and Liquid Nitro Energy Drink. Guys, thank you so much. This was Cooking with Bacon. Peace, guys.
Peace. We enjoyed it, Coach. Thanks for coming on.
Always love Wednesday.